ready for our day. Baby's having a hard time adjusting back with the time change since our trip to LA. So he's been a little fussy. So if he seems a little out of it, that's why. He's really tired right now. Very tired. But let's finish our story from yesterday. Brief recap, we were in the airport on our layover from Baltimore to LA. We go to our breakfast spot. We've got me, Anthony, Penelope, and the baby in his Junicar Street car seat that is also a stroller. You cannot separate the wheels from the car seat. We go up, we ask for a table for 4, and this young girl who's the hostess is like, you can't bring that in here. And I was like, we usually just move a chair and pull him right in. Like, this is his car seat. And she's like, can't you take it off of the stroller? And I'm like, no, it's all attached. I can't. This is his car seat. And she's like, well, can't you just take him out? And I was like, are you gonna hold my baby? The people that were in line behind us were like, just move a chair. So she gets upset. She goes to get a manager. The manager comes over and is like, what's going on? I explained to the manager what's happening. And the manager's like, yeah, just move the chair. We sit down at the table and we move the chair, we put the baby in. Anthony, me, and Penelope are laughing about these ladies at the airport that we came from that were like trying to hit on my baby daddy. So we're laughing. This girl comes over in the middle of the restaurant. She's standing like in the middle and she goes, excuse me, do you have a problem? And I was like, excuse me, honey? She's like, do you have a problem? I was like, we weren't even talking about you. What are you talking about? And she's like, I think it was really disrespectful. You try to make me hold your baby. I said, excuse me? Penelope, Anthony, and the baby are at the table. I stand up from the table because she is standing up in the middle of the restaurant. All the people that had never seen a fight before, y'all know who I'm talking about, was clenching their pearls, grabbing their bags, like, oh my God, this black woman about to go crazy. I stand up. I'm like, come over here, sweetie. And I said, let me just help you understand something. If you have someone that comes in here in a wheelchair, you can't just tell them to get up out of the wheelchair and go sit in a seat. Like, you have to be accessible for something like this. And I gave you a really great option for how to do it. She starts screaming at me, you're being disrespectful. The manager comes over and is like, what's going on? What's going on? I'm like, she just came over here and approached us asking me if I had a problem, like shouting at me. And we weren't even talking about her. She's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Krista, go back up to the front. Another manager comes over, a man, and he's like, what's going on? And she starts to tell him, I'm like, we weren't even talking about her. Like, we just wanted to sit down. Like, I just don't approach, like, that's the wrong thing. Do not approach me like that. Especially when I got my kids with me. They were super, super, super apologetic. The female manager tells the male manager, yeah, Krista's going back up to the front to go cry again. And she's like, I already told her what to do and she didn't want to do it. She had an attitude. They end up offering to pay for our meal. We told them they didn't have to do it, but they kept coming over and saying, no, we want to pay for it. Like, they did not want to let us, they weren't going to take our money, but they kept apologizing. And she told us like they have lots of problems with her always doing that because she comes from retail and she has like emotional breakdowns every week. I'm not the one to have an emotional breakdown with, especially when I'm traveling with an infant for the first time at the airport. Homegirl was trying to get me put on the no-fly list, but I sure did clap my hands at her. I sure did. Let me tell you something, honey. Oh, Wendy Adams looking ass. Don't play me like that, especially not at the airport. When I see you, I will see you. I'm just going to say hi. I'm not going to do no violence. I'm just going to see you.